What's up, YouTube? I'm going to give you an update to all my fellow YouTubers out here. This is my follow-up to the Social Security Administration's handling of our appeal to try to get my wife's Social Security disability benefits reinstated. This whole ordeal started about 2 years ago when Obama came into office. They made a conscious effort to start taking people's Social Security disability benefits back because obviously he needed some revenue to help pay for his fucking bullshit stimulus to the banks and his bullshit bailout of the fucking car makers to his all of his bullshit programs. So they're taking disability back from people that need it that are truly disabled. My wife's been disabled for 15 years. She had a blood disorder called aplastic anemia. She almost passed away before I met her, but in any event, we received a letter saying she's up for review a couple of years ago. So we followed up, went to the review. Of course, they decided she no longer needed disability. She could work. So we got the guidelines to follow, to take the recourse that we were laid out. Our options were to file an appeal, which we did. We received no correspondence. We would file our appeal, so we followed up because our experience with the Social Security Disability Administration is half the time they can't find their, they don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. They can't do anything without somebody holding their hand. They're all useless. They're all fucking inadequate. So we call up, and lo and behold, we find out they didn't receive our letter of appeal. But they're going to grant us a hearing with a caseworker that drove over from Tallahassee. We had about 2 days to prepare for it. So my wife goes up to meet this lady. She's a royal bitch. She tells my wife she should have been cut off 6 years ago. She can't explain why she received her benefits 6 years. She can't explain it. Well, that's not our fucking problem. If you have inadequate fucking people, whoever in your department dropped the fucking ball, that ain't my goddamn problem. Sounds like your problem, and it sounds like a problem with the whole agency as a whole. We're only following what we've been laid out, and we're having trouble doing that because we can't seem to get a letter through to them. But this lady decides, in her expert opinion, bullshit bureaucracy fucking mindset, my wife should be relieved of her disability benefits. No surprise here. I knew it was fucking already predetermined anyway. So that bitch wasted our fucking time. So she gave us the information of what we could do. And guess what? It's file another appeal, which is no problem. We're going to follow it until the end. So we file another appeal. We put it in writing just like we're asked. We submit it. We get a fucking letter back. I'm assuming since we got a letter telling us that it could be up to 18 months to get this, that they received some sort of a fucking letter from us. But the letter informed us it would be up to 18 months before our hearing would be scheduled. No big deal, 18 months. I mean, that's reasonable. I mean, bull fucking shit. You mean to tell me in 18 months you can't goddamn schedule a fucking hearing for somebody? You're backlogged. That just goes to show you how the wheels of our government grind to a halt when a taxpayer is trying to get some fucking recourse through this fucked up system. That grinds to a halt. But yet, if, say, you owe the IRS, or if they label you a terrorist or some shit with the federal government, the wheels of our system will roll freely and run right over your fucking life. Take all your livelihood and then take and just disgrace you, imprison you, whatever they want to do. But if it's you that need them to speed the process up for your benefit, the wheels grind to a halt, which is pretty fucking typical of this government. So we submit another appeal letter. They say it's going to be 18 months. No problem, we'll wait. Well, we're waiting along, and this time evidently some asshole must have gotten the letter properly and probably put it in the proper place, So we're 1 for 1, not too bad, I guess, considering. So they determined that we're going to have a September hearing. When we finally got all this said and done in September, but then we received a letter saying if for whatever reason you can't, September's not good enough, you can submit a letter for a continuance. So the time's approaching. My wife and I decide maybe we should continue it one more time, try to maybe gather some information, do what we can. Either way, we're going to have to represent ourselves. We can't afford an attorney. More than likely, she's not going to get the benefits. But I want to see this through, just to document the fucking facade that they create, that you must play the game with. So we mail in a letter 2 months before the September hearing, at least 2 months. So with our other past experiences, we think my wife should maybe call just to follow up. But guess what? They didn't receive our fucking letter of a continuance. It's 2 days before the goddamn hearing. We have some moron on the phone. He can't even speak clearly. He acts like he's had fucking, brain surgery or something. He can't even communicate decently. He tells us, well, we didn't receive a letter from you, and the judge needs to see it. So you can come in here and then request a fucking continuance. Well, no, buddy. We submitted the damn letter. I guess the U.S. Postal Service doesn't deliver to the Social Security Administration. Now what happens is they conveniently lose the shit that's going to be important to you. And what happens if we didn't find this out? They'll have the hearing right without my wife, and she would be definitely denied. We have one more hearing that we can request, even on top of what this judge says. But guess what? If we didn't show up, we wouldn't be entitled to that last hearing, which is what they fucking hope. That's why they didn't receive our letter, which is kind of fucking convenient for them, very inconvenient for us. So we jumped through hoops and fax letters and everything over. The judge, the motherfucker, has the nerve to chide us, and fucking has the fucking gall to say that he's going to grant us a request this time, but we're not to ask for another one. We'll be ready to present our case. Well, fuck you, man, you fucking piece of shit. I've submitted a letter in plenty of time if your goddamn the fucking shitty postal service that's inept, and your fucking brain dead mailroom clerk, or whoever the fuck keeps losing my shit, whoever's throwing it away, whoever's intentionally laying it, would have given you the shit. You would have had plenty of time to reschedule us, but you want to chide us like as if it's our fault. But so he grants us one more hearing. But the bottom of the line is they're probably going to fucking take our money, and it doesn't surprise me. They have to pay for the Obama nation. But I will see this through to the end, regardless of whatever happens. Every avenue we have taken, we have encountered some fat piece of crap, some low-life son of a bitch soaking up a government check. All they're concerned with is their payday. If the snail mail of our U.S. Postal Service, which is another debacle, along with the rest of them, they're fucking pathetically inadequate. They can't compete. They lose billions every year. They evidently seem to misplace or mishandle or do not get our letters to the proper channels when we desperately need them to get there. But, it's awful convenient that it works that way. We seem to receive theirs, they don't receive ours. So, at this point, I wish that I could hire an attorney, but it's not going to work. So, what I've got here is one big long 2 or 3 year ordeal of bullshit. It's the same shit every time you call another agency. If it weren't this one, it'd be another. You get someone on the phone that's very unhappy, very unfriendly, acts like it's a pain in the ass to answer any questions. We're only following the recourse that you've laid down, and we can't seem to, get our fair shake in the deal. My wife deserves her Social Security early because they've squandered the goddamn money. Obama is going to do away with Social Security if he can. The government will default on the money we have given them. They have spent it. And more or less the way I'm looking at it, it's a fucking loan they've taken from the American people, and they'll default. But yeah, they can bail out Wall Street, they can bail out the banks, but they just can't seem to fix Social Security, which is awful fucking convenient considering 60 years people have been paying into the fucking pyramid scheme. It's a fucking pyramid scheme from the very beginning. They've squandered it. It's gone. We have 2 IOUs that's supposed to be backed by the full faith and credit of the federal government, which doesn't really make me feel very good about maybe collecting mine. I don't want to pay them one goddamn penny. I don't owe them anything. They're useless. I'll be right back with another edition because I got more to say on this one later.